Good afternoon, Jairo.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Today we are going to start with the session number 5. The topic name is Good Book, Terrible Movie. We have here the first activity for you. These are participle as adjectives. Participle as adjectives is a grammar explanation here. Let me explain let me explain this exercise, how this participle as adjectives works in a sentence. Present participle. Stephen King's, this is a group of sentences. Stephen King's books are fascinating. This is in present participle. In past participle would be, I am fascinated by Stephen King's book. Can you observe the difference between present participle and past participle? At the beginning, Jairo, in the present participle, Stephen King's is the subject. Books is the object, and even fascinating is the object of the sentence. All of these expressions, the complement. In past participle, fascinating and I am is the subject and the verb be, and fascinated is the subject pronoun, the verb, and fascinated is the verb that changes the ing form by ed. Can you observe, Jairo?
Sí, teacher.
¿Le entendés aquí? ¿Le entendés?
Sí, ¿qué dice?
Mira que al inicio va Stephen King, ¿verdad? Stephen King's book, los libros de Stephen King son fascinantes, pero en past participle cambia totalmente la estructura. Mira, I am fascinated, estoy fascinado por los libros de Stephen King. Yeah. The sentence change the order according to the time expression, okay? The time of this expression, okay? Because this is present and this is past. In present, the direct object is with ing form, but in past participle, this object change ing form by ed because it's past. Do you got it? ¿Le entendés?
Sí.
Ok.
Prácticamente lo mismo.
Sí, pero si vos te fijas, aquí está al final ed y aquí está ing. Okay? The last Star Trek film was boring. I was bored by the last Star Trek film. Aquí en la oración estamos diciendo que la película de Star Trek era aburrida, pero después digo que yo estaba aburrido. Ya, yo estaba aburrido por la película de Star Trek. Yeah. Sí. It's different meaning, different context, and different way to write the object, the direct object, because here the direct object is boring, and in past participle is bored in past. Okay. The new Sandra Bullock movie sound interesting. I am interested in the new Sandra Bullock movie. Okay. Okay. Participle adjective. Some participle adjectives. I'm going to white. Some participle like bored or boring can be used as adjectives. These are used in a slightly different way from normal adjectives. We usually use the past participle ending in ed to talk about how someone feels. I was really bored during the flight. No, I was really boring during the flight. Boring is not possible if you are telling about if you feel something. No puedo decir me estoy sintiendo aburrido. I feel bored. I was really bored. I was really bored during the flight. Estuve aburrido durante el vuelo. O no puedes decir I was really boring during the flight. Yo estaba realmente aburriéndome durante el vuelo. Suena ridículo, ¿verdad?
Sí, sí.
She is interested in history. No, she is really interesting in history. This is a wrong way to identify uh, an object, a subject pronoun with uh, adjectives. The adjective cannot be in past with ing form. This is a mistake. John's frightened of spiders. Dice que John le temía a las abejas, a las arañas.
Arañas.
Arañas. No, John frightening of spiders. This is something wrong. We usually use the present participle ending in ing to talk about the person, thing, or situation which has caused the feelings. Esa es la diferencia, mira. It was such a long, boring flight, so I was bored. Fue un vuelo tan largo, dice,
Qué
y
aburrido.
aburrido, aburrido. I read a really interesting book about history, so I was interested. I read a really interesting book. Okay. This is a different way to write a sentence. Many people find spider frightening, so they are frightened when they see spiders. Be careful. Be careful. I am boring is very different from I'm bored. I am boring means I cause other people to be bored. ¿Entendés eso? Yo soy una
Sí,
persona aburrida, o sea que no causo ninguna motivación para que otras personas se sientan motivadas conmigo, pues, para, como que fuera un maestro aburrido, pues, que no motiva al
sí,
estudiante para que participe en clase. Ya.
correcto.
No es lo mismo que decir I am boring o I am bored. I am boring means I cause other people feel bored. But if I say I bored, it is because I am feeling in that moment very, very bored. It's a different situation, different context. I was talking to such a boring guy at the party. He talked about himself for an hour. ¿Entiendes lo que dice aquí? Estaba
Sí.
hablando
Estaba
con,
hablando con un tipo tan aburrido en la fiesta.
sí, ¿y él qué?
Él habló de sí mismo durante una
Una
hora.
hora, exacto.
Hora y hora.
Ok. ¿Puedes leer aquí? Can you read here?
Sí, es una mujer
No, no, no,
interesante.
in English.
Ah, eh, inglés. She is really interesting woman.
Interesting woman. Interesting woman.
Interesting woman. She is lived all over the world and speak
Yeah.
five five
Five languages.
languages.
My math
My
teacher,
math, my math teacher at the school was really frightening.
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 He was always shouting at the students.
Okay. Continuous.
This participle
These
adjective
participle adjectives. These participle adjectives.
is participative.
¿Cómo?
Their comparative
Made their comparatives.
by using more, not or
Uh-huh.
here,
Not air.
and their superlative by using most and not as
EST.
est.
Okay. Here you have, I was more frightened of dogs than spider when I was a child. That book is more boring than this one. I think Dr. Smith's lessons was more interesting than Dr. Brown's. for 24 hours on the fly to Australia. I was the most bored I have ever been. I think this is the most interesting talk we've here today. It was the most frightening film that he'd ever seen. Okay, this is all for this part of the past participle adjective. List of past participle as adjectives. Here we have a list. List of participle. Here we have alarming. What an alarming noise. Alarmed. I was alarmed by the loud bang. Amusing. That TV program is really amusing. He was amused to hear his little son singing in the bus. Boring. I have never seen such a boring film. Bored. The students look bored as the teacher talk and talk. Confusing. I find this instruction very confusing. Could you come and help me? Confused. I was confused because I asked two people, they told me two different things. Depressing. This weather is a depressing. Is it ever going to stop raining? Depressed. I was feeling depressed, so I stayed at home with hot chocolate and good book. My purpose, Jairo, is that you identify in what case can I use confusing and using ing form, and in what case can I use ed at the end of the adjective. For example, here, very confusing refer to some thing or some aspect. I find this instruction very confusing. We cannot refer with this ing form to peoples, because if I want to use word, for example, with people, I use word with ed. All of the adjectives can be used with ed when we refer to peoples. ¿Me entendés?
Sí, teacher, sí.
Confuse, or all of the adjectives, todos los adjetivos que son usados con ed al final, son usados cuando yo me refiero a una persona, o sea, en este caso, yo, ¿verdad? Yo estaba
Sí.
confundido porque pregunté o pedí a dos personas que ellos me contaran de cosas diferentes. De dos cosas, me contaron dos cosas diferentes. Pero aquí, I find this instruction very confusing. No me estoy refiriendo a una persona. Yo encontré estas instrucciones muy confusas. ¿Puedes tú venir y ayudarme? Ya. Entonces, me estoy
Yeah.
refiriendo a una cosa. No me estoy refiriendo a una persona. If I'm going to refer to people, I use confused or bored or amused or alarmed. ¿Entendés?
Sí, teacher, yes.
Ok. Embarrassing. That is the most embarrassing photo. I look terrible. Esta es la foto más
Vergonzoso.
vergonzosa, ¿verdad? Luzco terrible, dice. John was really embarrassed when he fell in front of his new girlfriend. ¿Ya? Aquí me estoy refiriendo a que el avergonzado es John, ¿verdad? John estaba
John, yes.
realmente avergonzado cuando él cayó enfrente de su novia. Todos estos verbos que terminan en ed son usados para referirse al estado de una persona, cómo se sentía. ¿Entendido?
Yes.
Exciting is a really exciting book. I am referring to a people in this expression. No, I am not referring to a people, to an special person. It's a really exciting book. It's a book. I couldn't wait to find out what happened at the end. I am so excited. I am going on holiday tomorrow. Exhausting. I hate doing housework. It is exhausting. Julie was so exhausted after her exam. She spent the 3 days sleeping. Fascinating. The brain is fascinating, isn't it? It's amazing how much it can do. Fascinated. Joan was fascinated by her grandmother's stories of life in 1920s. Frightening. What a frightening film. I don't want to walk home on my own now. Frightening. I was really frightening of bees when I was little, but I don't mind them now. Okay. Frustrating. It's frustrating when you want to say something in another language, but you don't know the word. Yeah. Most of the students feel the same. Frustrating. I tried all morning to send an email, but it wouldn't work. I was so frustrated. Interesting. That was a very interesting book. Interest. She's interest in animals. So she thinks of studying to be a vet. Overwhelming. Overwhelming. I find London a bit overwhelming. It's so busy and noisy. Julie felt overwhelmed. She's moved house, got a new job, and was learning to drive all at the same time. Relaxing. A nice hot bath is so relaxing after a long day. Relax. She was so relaxed, sitting in front of the fire that she didn't want to move. And you have more. What is the most important, Jairo, here? That you identify when we refer to different things, we use ing form, and when we use ed at the end of the adjective, we refer to people, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the next exercise. This video you are going to watch by yourself. Practice exercise and pronunciation emphatic stress.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Can you read this? ¿Puedes leer este?
Sí, sí, teacher.
Ok, adelante. Emphatic stress.
Emphatic stress might be used in sentences to compare, connected, or clarify things. Usually, uh,
Emphatic stress.
emphatic stress singles of the word that the speaker considers the most important, and
Important.
in this case,
This case,
even this case,
even.
even a function word might become stress.
Okay, continues. Emphatic stress.
Emphatic stress is the placement of
Articulatory. Articulatory.
articulatory prominence
Prominence
or, or emphasis
or emphasis on a word
on a word I am
in a sentence.
in a sentence. I am responding to
In responding
question
to question,
on emphatic stress and examination
interrogative
interrogative
sentences
sentences will be proved as
provided
options.
provided
Provide
as option.
the interrogative sentences that contradicts the
Emphasizes.
emphasizes word is the correct option.
See this example. Read it.
Jones watch is made of gold. The empathic stars is on the word gold.
Okay. Option.
Is John watch made of silver? Whose watch is made of gold? What is made of gold? Is John
Necklace.
necklace
Necklace.
necklace made of gold?
Okay. Option. Option A is the correct answer because the word silver contradicts the word gold. The interrogative statement provides a chance to re-emphasize the word gold. Is your watch made of silver? No, it is not made of silver. It is made of gold. Another example would be, last week's football was very exciting. The sentences are, was yesterday football match very exciting? Was last week's tennis match very exciting? Was last week's football match very dull? Was last week's football training very exciting? So in this case, the correct option here is C, because the interrogative statement gives a room for the speaker to re-emphasize the word exciting as a response to this question. In letter C, was last week's football match very dull? This is the correct answer. Another example, the question may also take this format. She works as the hospital. Who works as the hospital? Where does she work? Does she work at the hospital? What does she do at the hospital? Option D is the correct. What does she do at the hospital? This is the right option, okay?
Okay.
Okay, another example. The old man is a messenger. Who is the messenger? Is the young man a messenger? Is the old woman a messenger? Is the old man a typist? D is the correct option, as it answers the question focusing on the emphatic word. Okay, let's move to the other report speech request. Report speech request. This is an explanation. Original request. Bring a dictionary tomorrow. Reported speech. He said to bring a dictionary tomorrow. He said to bring, if you can observe at the beginning, bring a dictionary tomorrow. He said to bring. In this case, the infinitive is not written at the beginning of the sentence in the original request, but in reported request, we said to bring a dictionary tomorrow because you are reporting. Es como que el profesor dijera, traigan un diccionario mañana. ¿Qué dijo el profesor? Él dijo traer un diccionario mañana. Es lo que vos le respondiste a
Yes.
a otra persona, ¿entendiste?
Yes.
Esa es la reported speech. When you report an information to other person in order to clarify the direction. Okay. He told me to bring a dictionary tomorrow. Is another way to say. He told me to bring a dictionary tomorrow. Don't stay out past midnight. He said not to stay out past midnight. The most important is how you are going to organize. How you are going to organize the sentence, Jairo. Because here is, she said, don't stay out past midnight. This is a recommendation. No te quedes afuera pasada la
Fuera.
medianoche, ¿verdad? She
Sí.
said not to stay out past midnight. Is when you say, What did she say? What did she say? ¿Qué es lo que ella dijo? Ah, ella dijo no, que no te quedarás afuera pasada la medianoche. You are reporting the words that other people said. Estás reportando lo que otra persona dijo. ¿Verdad? ¿Entendés ese asunto?
Sí, sí,
For
teacher.
speech. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. She told me not to stay out past midnight. Can you play your music more quietly? He asked me to play my music more quietly. The most important in report speech is that you be clear, need to be clear in what case can I use the infinitive way. If you are reporting something, si estás reportando algo, you need to use the two part. He or he told me to bring. We cannot say he told me bring. Or we cannot say he said bring. It's a mistake. No podemos decir he said to bring, he said bring. No, he said to bring is the right way. He said to bring a dictionary to you. Are you clear, Jairo?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Vamos a ver. Report speech, order, request, and suggestion. Reporting orders and requests. Lee este párrafo. Please read it.
When we want to report an order or
Request.
request,
Yeah,
we can use a verb like tell,
yeah.
wait at the close,
With a two clause,
close. He told me to go away.
away.
The way. The pattern is verb más indirect object más to clause.
Two clause.
The
The indirect
indirect
object,
object
is
is the person speak
spoken
spo-
to.
spoken spoken to.
Okay.
Other verbs use it to report order and the
And
request.
request.
In this way
Are
are command, order,
common,
warm, ask,
ask,
ask, advice,
advise,
advice, invite,
invite,
invite, beg, big sería yo, big,
teach,
big,
teach,
teach,
and
and
forbid,
forbid, forbid,
forbid,
forbid.
forbid. Wait a moment. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Dele ahí nomás, aquí nomás, a la izquierda, a la izquierda.
Ah,
A la izquierda, dale clic, donde dice unidad virtual del valle.
¿a dónde, dónde, dónde?
A la par donde dice virtual tutoría del valle, aquí arribita.
Reanudar.
Ajá, dice unidad virtual tutoría de inglés. Se abrió otra página, pues, nada más. A la
Espérate que
izquierda, arribita. Para que se pegó aquí.
vamos a ver. I don't know what happened. Es que se abrió otra página aquí,
Sí, sí.
pero no puedo bajarla de ahí. Aquí está. Ok,
Yes, yes.
ok. Okay. Direct speech. The doctor said to me, stop smoking. The doctor told me to stop smoking. Get out of the car, said the policeman. The policeman ordered him to get out of the car. Could you please be quiet? She said. She asked me to be quiet. The man with the gun said to us, don't move. The man with the gun warned us not to move. Requests for object. Requests for object are reported using the pattern ask for plus object examples. Direct speech. Can I have an apple? She asked. She asked for an apple. In direct speech would be, can I have the newspaper, please? He asked for the newspaper. In indirect speech, may I have a glass of water? He said. He asked for a glass of water. In indirect speech. Sugar, please. She asked for the sugar. Could I have 3 kilos of onions? He asked for 3 kilos of onions. Suggestion. Suggestions are most often reported using the verb suggest, insist, recommend, demand, request, and propose, followed by that clause. That and should are optional in these clauses, as shown in the first two examples below. Note that should suggest, recommend, propose may also be followed by a gerund in order to eliminate the indirect object, the receiver of the suggestion. Thus, make the suggestion more polite. This usage of the gerund is illustrated in the fourth and fifth examples below. Examples. She said, why don't you get a mechanic to look at the car? She suggests that I should get a mechanic to look at the car, or she suggests I should get a mechanic to look at the car, or she suggests that I get a mechanic to look at the car, or she suggests get a mechanic to look at the car. Something repetitive. Why don't you go to the doctor? He said. I suggest I go to the doctor, or he suggests that I go to the doctor, or he suggests I should go to the doctor, or he suggests that I should go to the doctor. The next one. It would be a good idea to see the dentist, said my mother. My mother suggests I see the dentist. The dentist said, I think you should use a different toothbrush. The dentist recommended using a toothbrush. You said, I don't think you have time to see the dentist this week. You suggest postponing my visit to the dentist. I said, I don't think you should see the dentist this week. I suggest postponing your visit to the dentist. My manager said, I think we should examine the budget carefully at this meeting. My manager proposed that we examine the budget carefully at the meeting. Why don't you sleep overnight at my house? She said. She suggests that I sleep overnight at her house. This is the last part of the lesson, Jairo, because the next activity is about a video you are going to watch at home, and the exercise number 5, the S5, you will have the opportunity to do it in the platform. I recommend that go to the platform and try to do the exercise very early, because the platform maybe close very, very early also, okay? And you have
Okay,
to
sure.
do it um, by yourself. We only
Okay.
have 2 minutes left. Okay, we will see on Thursday, okay?
Okay, teacher. Good
Okay.
night.
Good night. Have a good night, man. Thank you for attending to my
Night.
class.